Think you need a gym to get strong? Think again. Most people waste hours lifting heavy weights, pushing machines, and still end up with weak joints, imbalanced muscles, and zero control over their own body. What if I told you that your own body is the ultimate gym, and you can build strength, mobility, and muscle anywhere without fancy equipment? Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what calisthenics can do for you. Here's the thing. Almost everyone who jumps into bodyweight training makes the same mistakes. They rush through push-ups like it's a race, half-ass squats without stability, or pull-ups with swinging and momentum. And what happens? Shoulder pain, lower back strain, and frustration that makes them quit before they even get started. I've seen it hundreds of times. Don't be that person. Now imagine this. Your core is like the foundation of a skyscraper. If it wobbles, the whole structure collapses. Yet most people treat their core like an optional accessory. That's where calisthenics teaches a critical lesson. Control comes first, strength comes second. And here's the kicker. You don't need a gym to master that. Before I show you the proper technique, I want you to pause for a second and think, how much time have you wasted lifting weights that didn't improve your mobility, your control, or your real strength? Yeah, it's a hard truth, but once you realize it, everything changes. Stick with me, because I'm about to break down the step-by-step approach that transforms not just your muscles, but the way you move forever. Think you need a gym to get strong? Think again. Most people spend hours pushing machines, hoisting heavy weights, and meticulously counting reps, yet they still end up with weak joints, stiff muscles, and zero control over their own body. It sounds shocking, but it's true. You can actually build real strength, mobility, and muscle using nothing but your own body. No gym membership, no fancy equipment, no excuses. That's the power of calisthenics. And if you've been struggling in the gym, this might just be the wake-up call you needed. Here's the brutal truth. Almost everyone who tries calisthenics for the first time fails, not because they aren't strong enough, but because they don't know the proper way to move. They rush through push-ups like it's a race, half squat without stability, or yank themselves up on a pull-up bar using momentum. And what happens? Shoulder pain, lower back strain, sore wrists, and frustration that makes them quit before they even start seeing results. I've watched it happen over and over. Don't let that be you. Think about your core for a second. Most people ignore it, treat it like an optional accessory, and wonder why their push-ups feel weak or why they swing like a pendulum on pull-ups. Your core is like the foundation of a skyscraper. If the foundation wobbles, the whole building collapses. Calisthenics teaches one critical lesson. Control comes first, strength comes second. And the best part? You don't need a gym to master it. In fact, relying on machines too early can actually weaken your control over your own body. Let's talk about movement mistakes most beginners make. Have you ever seen someone do a push-up and their lower back sags like a hammock? That's a classic example of weak core engagement. Or a pull-up where the person jerks their entire body just to get over the bar? That's momentum replacing strength, and it doesn't count. Squats that barely go halfway down because they're comfortable instead of controlled? Same story. These mistakes don't just slow progress, they can injure you. And here's the catch, they're all fixable, and the fixes don't require a gym. They require understanding your body, practicing control, and layering your strength intelligently. Here's a mini light bulb moment. Think of your muscles like a team in a relay race. If one member drops the baton, the whole team fails. Your body works the same way. In a push-up, if your shoulders collapse, your triceps can't fire properly. If your core isn't tight, your back takes the strain. Every movement is a coordinated effort, and calisthenics teaches you to synchronize your team, your body, so every rep counts. Now don't panic. I'm not going to dump a wall of technical jargon on you. We'll get into the exact steps later. But for now, here's a small teaser. Proper calisthenics isn't about speed or sheer reps. It's about positioning, tension, and control. Even a single push-up, if done perfectly, can be more effective than 50 sloppy ones in the gym. Imagine getting stronger, building muscle, and improving mobility just by mastering how to move your own body correctly. That's the beauty and the challenge. Let me ask you this. How much time have you wasted lifting weights that didn't improve your mobility, control, or functional strength? Be honest. Most people lose months or even years doing exercises that make them look strong but don't actually teach the body to work as one unit. Calisthenics flips that script. It focuses on functional strength, joint health, and control over your own body. You're training your muscles, yes, but you're also training your nervous system, your posture, and your movement efficiency. That's why athletes love it, and why anyone serious about long-term strength eventually switches. Here's another story for you. I once worked with a guy who had been in the gym for 5 years, bench pressing and lifting heavy, but he couldn't do a single proper pull-up. He was frustrated, thinking he was weak. Then we started focusing on calisthenics fundamentals, core engagement, shoulder stability, and body awareness. Within weeks, he was not only doing pull-ups, but he was performing them with perfect form, feeling stronger in his entire body than he ever did in the gym. That's the magic of moving your own body intelligently. So here's the first lesson I want you to take away. Stop rushing. Stop chasing numbers, weights, or reps. Every movement is an opportunity to learn your body. Calisthenics isn't just about strength, it's about mastery. And mastery requires attention, patience, and consistent practice. You have to feel your muscles working, notice the alignment of your joints, and make tiny adjustments that feel uncomfortable at first. Those micro-corrections are what transform an average push-up into a powerhouse movement that strengthens your shoulders, core, chest, and arms simultaneously. And here's the motivational kicker. You don't need a gym. You don't need machines. You don't need fancy equipment. What you need is knowledge, focus, and the willingness to train yourself properly. Every day you spend practicing control in perfect form is a day building not just muscles, but functional, lifelong strength. Imagine walking down the street, feeling confident in your posture, moving efficiently, and knowing that your body is capable, without ever stepping foot in a gym. That's the end game. So here's my challenge for you. Start paying attention to your body. Watch how you move, notice where you struggle, and be curious. You're about to learn step by step how to do push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and more with perfect form. But first, commit to being present in the moment, aware of your alignment, and ready to master your own body. That mindset alone will separate you from everyone else who's stuck chasing numbers at the gym. Stay with me, because in the next section, we're going to expose the biggest mistakes people make in calisthenics and reveal how tiny adjustments can make a huge difference without ever touching a dumbbell. Once you see how simple tweaks can transform your movement, you'll realize that the gym isn't the answer. Your own body is. Think you need a gym to get strong? Think again. Most people spend hours pushing machines, hoisting heavy weights, and meticulously counting reps, yet they end up with weak joints, stiff muscles, and zero control over their own body. Shocking, right? What if I told you that your own body is the ultimate gym, and you can build real strength, mobility, and muscle anywhere? No equipment, no membership, no excuses. That's the power of calisthenics, and if you've been stuck spinning your wheels in the gym, this might just be the wake-up call you've been waiting for. Here's the truth. Almost everyone who jumps into bodyweight training fails, not because they're weak, but because they don't know how to move correctly. They rush through push-ups like it's a race, half squat without stability, or yank themselves up on a pull-up bar using momentum. The result? Shoulder pain, sore wrists, a strained lower back, and frustration that makes most quit before seeing any real results. I've seen it countless times. Don't let that happen to you. Think about your core for a second. Most people ignore it, treat it like an optional accessory, and wonder why push-ups feel weak or pull-ups require swinging their body like a pendulum. Your core is the foundation of a skyscraper. If it wobbles, the whole structure collapses. Calisthenics teaches one critical lesson. Control comes first, strength comes second. And the best part? You don't need a gym to master it. Relying on machines too early can actually weaken your control over your own body. Let's talk about mistakes beginners make. Push-ups with a sagging lower back, pull-ups with momentum, squats that barely bend the knees. These are all common, and they do more harm than good. But here's the good news. They're fixable. Not with more weight or reps, but with awareness, proper positioning, and control. Even a single perfectly executed push-up can be more effective than 50 sloppy ones in the gym. Here's a light bulb moment. Your muscles are like a relay team. If one drops the baton, the whole team fails. In a push-up, if your shoulders collapse, your triceps can't fire. If your core isn't engaged, your back takes the strain. Every movement in calisthenics is a coordinated effort, and learning to sync your body properly is what builds real functional strength. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to overwhelm you with technical jargon. But here's a teaser. Proper calisthenics isn't about speed or numbers. It's about tension, alignment, and control. Your body is the ultimate tool. Master it, and you'll build strength, mobility, and muscle faster than chasing weights in a crowded gym. Ask yourself, how much time have you wasted lifting weights that didn't improve your mobility, control, or real strength? Be honest. Most people lose months or years doing exercises that make them look strong but don't teach the body to function as one unit. Calisthenics flips that script. You train your muscles, Yes, but also your nervous system, your posture, and your movement efficiency. That's why athletes love it, and why anyone serious about long-term strength eventually switches.